at Concur.com.
The all-electric Chevy Equinox EV combines.
Price excludes tax, title.
The time, guys. You got to follow our podcast.
Hour's golden hour. Thanks for joining us. We're so excited.
Visit Chevy.com/Equinox EV.
Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's golden hour. Thanks for joining us. We're so excited to be back. How you doing, Susan?
I'm good, Kat. Long time no see, like 3 days. Hey, if you haven't done it yet, now's the time, guys. You got to follow our podcast so you never, ever miss one of our episodes. Search for Bachelor Happy Hour in the podcast app and just hit the follow button.
Listen, leave us a review, leave us questions. There's lots of new episodes coming up.
And tell me something. Did we have fun answering these people's questions or what?
I mean,
you got to.
They trust us.
I know. And check out our past episodes. We had our kids on. We've been having a lot of fun. So keep them coming. Keep your questions coming, your comments coming. And just go to bachelornation.com/golden hour. And we have some great questions today with our special guest.
Oh, we do. Today we have Bachelor Nation fan favorite couple and soon to be newlyweds. And I hope not Oklahoma Sooner fans since I'm a Texas fan. We have Noah Erb and Abigail Herringer. Oh, he's doing the upside down horn. Oh, with them fighting words, Noah. We're so glad you guys are here. How are you doing?
Welcome.
Hello, Kathy and Susan. We've been very excited to hop on. We think you guys are hilarious. I'm excited to talk to somebody other than Joe. And I'm excited to just get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, first of all, do you need an officiant? Because you know that's what I do. I did not receive a phone call, Abigail.
You did such a great job with the golden wedding.
And just to be clear, I come with her. So if she goes, I go.
I was down in Austin, Texas at Kathy's marrying her son and his wife. But one more thing, I just loved viewing your engagement pictures. It was so pretty and the way you pick her up. Oh, it was just
they were. Are you guys ready? Are you?
She said, "Are we ready?"
Are you ready for the wedding? Tell us.
Are you ready for the wedding?
I think we're like planning wise, everything's pretty much planned. And then in terms of like
mentally very ready.
Yes.
We're ready to get to the honeymoon and be married already, but very excited for the wedding and the life we're trying to create out here.
Where are you going on your honeymoon?
So that's in my department. It was a little shocking 2 nights ago looking at flights, but the goal is go to Japan, go to Kyoto, Tokyo, get some of the culture, busy city, and then go to Philippines. I've myself for a month. I love it. I would love to try to go back to some of these places, with her, but that's the goal. We'll see.
Well, if it doesn't work out, you're getting married this fall. So if none of that works out, why don't you come down to Austin and I will treat you to sweet seats at a U of Texas football game. I know you'd love it.
You don't gotta tell me twice.
Hey, tell me something. Are you guys doing something to the home? Are you renovating and how is that going?
We are in the middle of renovating our home. I feel like we're fixing more problems than actually renovating and creating something cool out of it. But it's been about a year. We moved here about a year ago and we're pretty much done with our downstairs. We redid our kitchen. We came here with no furniture. So it was just a lot of shopping for that. And then right now it's going to be 90 degrees outside and our AC decided to stop working. So that's Noah's project for today.
So Noah, tell us, how are you? You started before we came on air. You started to tell us, but tell everyone else what's going on with this air conditioner. And you're the Mr. Fix-It man, I hear.
Yeah, something fuzzy fly in there or what?
So long story short, yes, we are renovating our house. Abby has turned into a phenomenal architect, designer. She changes her mind a lot, which is unfortunate, but she's getting
it's a woman's prerogative.
Style's
it's a
amazing.
Woman's prerogative.
And I roll with it.
I love you, Abby.
I've been kind of leaning into half of the stuff is honestly so expensive. So honestly, I'm doing a lot of it myself. And I have some other rental properties, but I'm kind of leaning into just the Noah and Allie stage of the Notebook, except for she's not, cheating and acting like it's okay.
Do you guys want to stay there?
We
and raise...
are a little 2-man team that have totally leaned into it. And last night, a bat flew up into my air conditioning. So it's like 85 degrees in this house. I'm tired of paying HVAC guys to fix it. So I'm fixing it myself today.
I want to
keep
talking. We want to know what was in the air conditioner. You said a bat?
So,
yeah,
I'll take you back. I'm thinking to myself, why does this air conditioner sound like a 1989 Oldsmobile? Shut it off. Took it all apart. I've spent thousands of dollars in the last month paying for HVAC stuff to be fixed. So this one I wanted to do myself. And I reached my little grubby hands in there and I felt something fuzzy and chills down my spine. It was a bat.
Where were you, Abby? Where were you? Were you screaming?
I was inside enjoying the AC, decorating the living room. No idea that
I just took a video of this that I'm going to post. I spend half of my time trying to find Abby because she doesn't wear her cochlear implant half the day and walks around. And it's just this game of cat and mouse. So where were you, Abby?
Or bat and
That's
mouse.
a good question.
You know what that means, right? She doesn't want to be disturbed. She's doing her own thing.
Meanwhile, I'm in my little Batmobile running around trying to fix random stuff all over.
Wait, was the bat dead?
For a long time.
So I was gaslit by everyone I knew. Everybody. Because I knew I smelled something dead. And I was like, it's a mouse or something. I went crazy. Then a week later, the smell went away. I'm like, okay, I am crazy. There's nothing dead. But a month later...
It came back.
Confirmed.
The air conditioner was working the whole time, and then all of a sudden it stopped.
Barely. That's the thing. I hate to. I wasn't there personally, but I'm assuming he was just kind of banging around in there for a while.
Oh, yes, slow down.
Well, Susan and I just got back, not just, but we were in California. We were playing golf, and the weather was incredible. That's another story we can get into if we have time.
Way to rub it in.
That's where I was going. Well, I live in Austin, Texas, with the heat index. I think it's supposed to be 110. So, you've got nothing on me. The difference is I'm chilling in air conditioning right now.
I was going to say the difference is you have a working air conditioner.
Well, I'm really.
Well, okay, hopefully you'll get to the bottom of that.
Thank you. I'll make sure to keep you updated.
All right. So we do a topic of the day, and we want you guys to join in with us on this, okay? So we ask a couple of questions and we're just going to discuss it. The first one is, what's one question you never want to be asked on a first date? Susan, we don't even know what a first date is anymore, but you guys, what's one question you don't want to be asked?
If we're strangers, a stranger asked me on a first date.
Oh, I mean, it's a first date, so.
Are you Noah from The Bachelor? That one.
What?
I don't love that one. That one's weird.
Would they ask you if you're known from The Bachelor?
Well, they asked me if I am Noah from The Bachelor. That one's strange to me.
That's one you want to be asked.
She might know, she might not. This one never did it. So I was...
Well, we were on the show when we started dating, so I knew you were Noah from The Bachelor.
Well, what about what's one question you wish you could ask on a first date, but never would?
What's your credit score?
Pretty high.
Or that goes right along with open your mouth and show me your teeth.
That is a good one. I like that.
Any of those, I think, just the stuff we're all thinking, but you don't want to ask it. But
like too soon, yeah.
If it's a first date, you might as well get it out of the way. Find out if it's too much.
How about you, Abby?
I think I would ask something just to save myself time down the road. What's your most toxic trait, or what's your red flag? Like, what are you looking with here? And just get out of the way, and I can decide that in there.
That is perfect, Abby. I think that's what I would do. What about you, Susan? Same?
Oh my gosh, I always do it. I pay for my own meal and get out of there.
You know what else I'd want to ask? If they were divorced, I'd want to say, listen, let's just cut to the chase here. Did you cheat? Did she cheat? Did she, like what?
How'd it go down?
How'd it go down? And I don't want your life story, so give it to me in 30 seconds.
Well, that's the good thing about you ladies is I'm very careful not to say old because you're not old, right? But you've lived life. You've lived life. You're done with the BS. Let's just get down to the bottom of it. Did you cheat on him? Did you cheat on her?
Yeah. I mean,
you too.
What did she look like?
Some people think we are old.
Well, they're
fools.
Subjective.
They're just fools.
Subjective.
It's funny. I say it myself all the time. Oh, I'm old, but I could still kick your butt.
See, that's part of it, though. With the whole life experience, you're not old, but you've got age, and it's just another. Who cares?
I mean, do you feel? I don't feel old. I mean, that's like
some mornings I do.
Abby, does anyone ever say to you, "Gosh, you look good for your age"? Does anyone ever say that to you?
I know.
She's too young.
It's a weird thing to say, I think.
But that's exactly where I was going, Noah. To Susan and me, people will stop us and go, "Oh, you guys look so great for your age." And I'm like, screw you. Well, like, what does that mean? They don't say it to young people.
How about this one? Oh, you can pull that off. What does that mean?
I think they're talking about you. Susan, that's the guy. I can tell you that's
mean?
The guy that wants a date with you that wants you to take your shirt off. That's a whole different conversation.
Women say it all the oh, you could pull that off. I could never. I go, what is that?
I've heard people say to Abby, "You sound really good for a deaf girl." And I'm like, that's bizarre.
Oh my
You
goodness.
cannot be serious.
I think it's meant intentionally good, but it's all of those things are weird. Like, if
but
you
you
break
can
it down,
say
it sounds
without
weird.
saying the last part.
Yeah, right.
You just say you look good.
You look
Thank
good.
you.
You speak well. You're hot.
Well, yeah, any of those will work.
Oh, and Noah really is hot right now. How's that temperature going to get in there?
Hot and getting hotter, like with age.
Is the hat on to absorb
It'll be 95 soon.
Your hat's absorbing your sweat. Is that it?
I'm wearing black for a reason. That's all.
I'm just telling you, if you rooted for UT, if you said right now on air, "I love the University of Texas," your air conditioner would come right back on magically.
Hey, don't tempt me yet again.
Say it.
I know she'll say it for anything. I don't hate UT. It's just I want to be convinced. All right, we'll see. This.
Fair
listen,
enough.
I'll see.
I'm not from Austin, but you can't live here and not support UT. You just can't.
You got to have some home roots, some pride.
I had that same issue when I lived in Texas, coming back to being an Eagles girl, because that's my hometown. But I was with the Dallas Cowboys for 9 years. I paid taxes there. I rooted for the home team until they played the Eagles, of course. But up here, you might get shot. I mean, I can't even look like I'm excited.
Is paying property taxes kind of the indicator of when that's your home?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I
Once
think.
you paid property taxes, you're in bed with them.
I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. We did Bible studies with them. We did a lot of things with the Cowboys. So they were a fan. I was a fan, until I came to Philly.
I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I was a fan of the New England Patriots until Bill Belichick. He's 72, dating a 24-year-old. I'm so over it.
He says that a lot.
You like the Vinatieri era, the dynasty era.
Darn right. Listen, I used to go to the games because I am old. Back when they played, they were the Boston Patriots, and they played at Harvard Stadium from the Harvard University's college stadium.
Now we're showing the age.
Just lean into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's in Foxborough, the Foxborough Follies. Okay.
National Inc.
Boston Proper is for the occasion. From
Let's move on.
This is going to be fun, guys. Wait to hear this one.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So for our questions today with you guys, we thought it'd be fun to answer 5 of the top questions you and your partner should have answered or talked about before getting married to see if you guys are on the same page. Okay. So, and you don't have a lot of time since your big day is soon approaching. So both of you can answer, and Susan and I will chime in if you have any words of wisdom, or
Which
in
we
short,
will.
Susan and I will chime in. As you know, we all know, Susan's a wedding officiant. So, we've got an expert here if we need help. All right, let's get going with the first one. Why do you want to get married, and what does marriage mean to you? Why don't you start, Abby?
I'm dating. So I want to get married just because I lived my life in my early 20s single, and that was a very fun time figuring out who I was. But there's just something about going through life with somebody, with a best friend, and just doing everything together. And I just feel like that's what marriage means to me, is going through the good times and the bad times. And it's been my favorite part. So I am just super excited to keep doing what we're doing, but marry instead of engage. And did I
Good
answer?
answer. Good.
No,
answer.
that's a great. I'm almost crying over here.
She gets an A.
Yep,
Okay.
you get an A. You come on. You got Noah. You got a lot to measure up to here.
Okay. Why would I want to get married?
Not why would you? Because
Why
that
am I?
suggests that. There you go. It's happening, Noah. Let's get the tense right.
I love this woman. I grew up very traditional. My view of marriage is, kind of a covenant, and you work on it just like you work on yourself and your relationship with God and your family. It's all kind of a bundle for me. I don't plan on us ever separating. We're locked in forever. Marriage is a great way for us to kind of symbolize that and stick to it,
Awesome.
I gotta say, you both get A's. Honestly, those are two of the best answers I've ever heard.
I'll say.
Susan,
Okay, here's one.
wait a minute. Wait, Susan,
Yes.
one more quickly.
Oh.
Yes.
Why do you want to get married? 30 seconds or less.
Why or how? Next question, please. So, how do you guys handle disagreements? And is there anything you could be doing differently? What happens when you disagree or have an argument?
This was a learning curve for us because we are very different. I think naturally I'm somebody that I need space. Like if something happens, I need to kind of step away and take some time and just really think through the situation and my answer. Whereas he's somebody where he wants to address it right away and talk through it, conversation, figure it out. So it was something that we both have had to work on. So I kind of had to compromise and say, okay, I can't just leave you hanging. Like that's not fair to you. To leave you for a day or a couple of hours or so forth. So I feel like I've been working on trying to talk through it the minute something starts bothering me instead of like waiting for it to build up and then
fester.
Yeah.
That's good. You can't take the implant out and just go. Right?
Yeah, that was actually my one rule. Not just throw my cochlear across the wall.
That was
say,
a rule growing up. I would never take it out during conflict. So I carried that this relationship.
I love that. Okay.
So far.
And I think we put a lot of effort into it. I kind of had the privilege and honor, I guess, working in the ICU. I got to see a lot of older than you guys, much older than you
To
guys.
hear that, Susan?
Really old.
The way you just said that, old, even older than you guys, like dust, almost dust.
I'm
Go ahead,
still in
Noah.
my 60s.
Just dialed in there, dinosaur age, and at the prime of their life. And I've watched, the couple, somebody die, and you get to see the family and the spouse talk after and whatnot. And almost all of it, they boil down to like the little things really don't matter. When you've been married this long, when you're committed to each other this long, you don't really care about the little things, especially when it's in comparison to death and life. So for us, it's like, if it bothers me enough that I keep thinking about it, then I stop what I'm doing. We tackle it. We don't go to bed angry. But if it's something that I'm like, maybe I just need to, that's where I take from her. Maybe I should just think about it more. Like, do I actually even care about this thing? Like the argument or whatever.
But sometimes in the heat of the moment, people react.
Of course.
You can't help it.
This
Then
is all
you-
best case scenario.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing we try to do is let her have her space, especially because I found sometimes some of our arguments literally come down to miscommunication. And I don't mean like, oh, we didn't communicate well. I mean, literally there was a gap of communication and we worked better if we have our conversation, she gets space, and then I text out kind of what I'm saying. So there's no, I didn't say this.
I got to say, you two guys, Susan and I, we get a lot of people asking us advice because, as you've pointed out 4 times already, Noah, we are older than dirt. And so people ask us questions. And Susan and I often say it's communication and cooperation. And what's the other one that you said it.
You got to listen to each other.
Compromise. That's the word. Compromise. And you both used those terms. Mm-hmm. So you both said
you're on it.
You're on it. Like, I have high hopes for this marriage, which makes me not want to even ask the next question.
But wait, before you go on, Kathy, I've been told I over communicate. Like, I don't need to know everything you're thinking.
Same.
You too?
Well,
in this relationship is you can't go around over communicating. It's only under communicating.
But this is for the guys out there. If there's guys that listen to this podcast, you don't do yourself a favor by over communicating details that she doesn't care about, doesn't understand, or doesn't care to learn.
But women don't get that. We want you to know every detail.
Speak for yourself. I don't.
Exactly. There's a point where it's like, all right, I just need to convey an emotion. The details do not matter, and move on.
Right.
I kind of like that.
Here we go.
All right. So here's one. I know this doesn't apply to you, but I'm just going to torture you for 30 seconds. What does cheating mean to you? And when is it a deal breaker? And is cheating, how do you define it? Kissing, texting, liking posts, sex. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I personally consider having sex with someone cheating if it's not my partner. I'm just going to go out on that limb. But what do you guys consider cheating?
So we both said cheating was a non-negotiable. If that line gets crossed, I think just naturally I have a really hard time building trust. So that if that trust is gone, it's just unrepairable for me. And what cheating looks like for me is obviously anything physical, so whether that's kissing, having sex, but I would say mine is almost a little bit further than that, just because I think we have a really strong, emotional attachment to each other. And I think if somebody were to come in and be like the emotional cheating side, I would consider that cheating, just because I should be the priority. I should be the one you're signing everything to, confiding everything in. And once you open that up to a third party, that only opens the door up to more and more issues. So I would consider that a form of cheating.
I like this kid right here. I love her.
I think both of them. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. You two seem to have all the answers, and I will tell you.
Can I say this? They got their shit together.
You do have your, and I will tell you, I was married almost 46 years, and I will tell you, Abby, the one thing when we were your age back in the 1700s, we were and talking about getting married. That was the one thing that you used exactly the word that we did. Cheating was non-negotiable. Now, we didn't have texting, but exactly what you said, an affair of the mind, affair of the heart. It's social. We didn't have social media. Yeah, is that a thing for you? Because cheating for me was sort of how you just described it.
Yeah,
what about liking posts? Liking someone's social Instagram or whatever.
I view it like a cup. I view a lot of things like a cup. Right? If I'm wanting to say I'm going to get married to her, if not, I'll just stay dating around girls my whole life. But I'm going to say I'm going to get married to her, one person, lock it down the rest of my life. And I want everything in my cup to go towards that relationship. And if I'm throwing water out at the likes and responding to the DMs, and me personally, I have a lot of friends that are girls. I'm probably a pretty flirty person in general. I saw the way Susan smiled when I was talking.
I do too. I like everything.
I just don't like.
But I don't mean any harm.
There's no room for error. If I got one cup with one quantity of water, I want to put as much water as I can where I want it to go. And it's just the rest of
I do the same thing, but I fill my cup with wine.
Well, either or.
Okay, so do you guys find a balance financially, the way you spend, your habits, and how do you stay on the same page? Is one a bigger spender than the other, or?
So I think we were really lucky that we grew up pretty similar. Like we were never big spenders going into the relationship. We're both pretty frugal when it comes to our money. We work really hard, and I think we just have a lot of value around that. So for the most part, we've actually been really on the same pace with spending habits. I would say we probably spend equal amounts. We're not going through like line by line.
You can't get better than this, man.
I grew up too poor to spend a lot. That's all I got to say. And she's a finance background, frugal. You should meet her mom and her dad. They're all similar the way they think. So we got fortunate with that.
Wow.
And it makes it easy that we have some of the same goals of what we want. You know,
So joint, are you going to have joint checking accounts? Are you going to have solo? Because today, a lot of young married couples have his account, her account, and then a joint household account.
And I think that's fine. I think however people want to do it, we're going to have a joint. We're working on building together. So a business we make, we'll have a joint in our daily spending and things like that. And
you know the old saying
is shared because we do everything together. We split everything, and then for house stuff, because we're doing house things, I do a lot of the work, but obviously we want it. It's both of us win to spend money on that stuff. So it's like, we're both kind of aligned with where, like, if you want to splurge a random carpet or whatever, some stupid purse, sure. But overall, it's mostly just geared towards like,
yeah, so like right now we have like a joint credit card. So anything that we do together, we just put on the bill at the end of the month. And then for when we're married, kind of what you said, probably like a joint checking account. It just gets so complicated with influencing the home stuff, all the LLC. So we're kind of navigating how to figure that out. That's a question for our
I can help you with that one, Abby. This is what you look Noah in the eyes and say this to him. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. Problem solved.
What about picking out furniture and stuff? Do you have an eye for furniture? And do you have to ask him if he likes it prior to buying it? Or is he like, just get what you want?
So when this started, it was kind of like, okay, I want her to just do design and be good at it and like it. That's the perfect world. And it did kind of turn out like that. So it started like showing me options and stuff. And I'd just be like, that's terrible. Or that's very hard to pull off. Like, you don't know the details behind. That's hard to pull off. Do this. Now it's like, I don't think she really checks. She might get one or two options, but no.
But you like everything. There's no point in asking.
I'm like, listen, as long as all of it can be congruent and come together and you like it, it's your house. I know it'll look good. Do it, but don't you find everything.
Noah, do you cook? Who cooks in your partnership here? Who's the cook?
I probably cook more often. He's a really good cook, but I think just day to day, I really enjoy cooking, so I kind of just take that on.
You're not going to believe this. If I work a lot, she'll drop off lunch that she cooks. There's some little salmon and a little. I didn't get but we trade off.
I love you too.
We trade off. I love.
Wait. I want your father, your uncle. I mean, anytime.
She took the words right out of my mouth.
Susan, the line forms here. Get behind me.
Well, he only has one brother that's single.
Too young.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Excuse me. Wait a minute. I thought age was only a number, Noah. I thought age was only a number. You see how fast the worm turns there, Susan? We're back to being old as dirt. We're moving on here.
This song goes out to my new
Trick journey. Right here. Love distinctive style and iconic to on trend.
Okay, this is going to be fun. I put the readers on and everything. So we have some fan questions and we want you guys to help give some advice to these questions. You good with that?
Okay.
Okay, guys, this is from Isabella, which is my granddaughter's name. Isabella is 24 and she's from Round Rock, Texas.
Whoa, that's right around the corner.
Hi, gals. I am a bridesmaid in my friend's upcoming wedding and I need some advice. Being a bridesmaid is already an expensive ask, as we're paying for our dresses, the bachelorette party, etc. And now the bride just did something I think is a bit strange. She just Venmo requested us all for our getting ready pajamas, snacks of the day, and for our hair and makeup for the day of her wedding. I think I assumed she would be covering some of that, especially since she is requiring us to get all our hair done and makeup done by her stylist. I really don't think I can afford all these additional costs. So I'm curious what you think I should do. The wedding is coming up next month and the bride is already very on edge. So I am not sure how to bring this up delicately. Any advice is appreciated. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, go. What do you think, Abby?
That one's tricky, and this is the exact reason why I didn't want any bridesmaids. It's become very common kind of in the wedding world. It's tricky. I get both sides just because it is the bride's day and she wants a certain vision, and that's why she's getting the hair and makeup done or having all her bridesmaids get it done. Do I think she's being unreasonable? Yes. I just think
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who is being unreasonable?
The bride.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay.
I just think if you require anything from your bridesmaid, so like if you want a very specific dress, hair, makeup, you're not giving people another option. But like bachelorette party, like if it's an Airbnb and you're getting some use out of it, then I would think you would pitch in for that. Or like the snacks of the day of the wedding when they're getting ready. If you're consuming the snacks, I think that's fine to pitch in for. But if you're a bride and telling bridesmaids, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z exactly how I want it, that should be on the bride, personally.
Forever, the bride's family takes care of the snacks the day of the wedding. I mean, come on, that's really... And you give them an option. Do you want your hair and makeup done?
Yeah.
I would at least, you don't want to, cause extra stress. If they're actually friends and she wants her in the wedding and she's happy for her to get married, I would have a conversation and say, she knows your situation or she might not, but hey, some of this stuff, it's not that embarrassing. It's more embarrassing for you guys to burn a bridge. So
I love that. Love that. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
We don't need I'll bring my own PJs, whatever. I have white PJs. Like if it's that big of a deal, there's ways around it.
That should be the gift from the bride, the pajamas and the snacks.
Yeah.
But if the bride really, if somebody talked to her, and I hope she hears this, if somebody talks to you and you realize what you're asking, not everyone can do. You might be able to, but you're asking something that not everyone can do. And if you actually want them there.
And she might only be asking all this stuff because all the girls keep saying yes. Because they're afraid to say no. And so she just keeps thinking, wow, everyone's on board. Okay, let me just add more to the list because no one's told her no or kind of express how, difficult that is to kind of pull off financially.
Once again, communicate.
I do think that weddings, though, my daughter got married a few years ago, and my son, Susan, married. Their wedding was in March, and I kind of agree with you, Abby. These weddings have gotten so crazy, out of hand,
so out of control.
and the pajamas. Noah, what you don't get is the bride's pictures now start 10 years before the wedding. We've got to have what I look like at 10, what I looked like at 11, and then right up to the wedding day when everyone's in there getting ready pajamas. It's a thing.
If I want everyone to have all my bros to have matching PJs.
I want to be there if
I'm going to buy them because I'm the one that wants everyone to look a specific way. So I'm going to do it.
And what about the what is it called? Bachelorette parties. They travel now. It used to be you went to dinner in a strip club or something, and now they're taking off to Dubai for the week. I mean,
long coordinating outfits, and they look
my
fun.
gosh.
All I can think about is like financially, that has to be so expensive.
Wait, no reaction from you two? Strip club?
That was old school, yes.
Okay, you really are older than dirt. Nobody does strip clubs.
And the guys go to Vegas and get a stripper. What's the difference?
I want to play golf, pickleball.
Yes.
That's
it. Golf and dinner.
Can I come? Can I come to your bro party? Can I come to your bro party? I can play pickleball. I'll play golf.
Hey, we need to plan a date.
Let's do it. I'll wear pajamas. I'll bring the snacks. I'll bring the snacks, the pajamas, whatever. All right, let's move
Kathy,
on.
You ready for the next one?
The next question is from Anonymous. 64 from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Hello, Kathy and Susan. I'm feeling a little embarrassed writing in, but I thought I would ask for some help. My late husband passed away over 10 years ago, and I've struggled to get back out into dating. I feel a bit more ready now, but it has been 10 years since I've been kissed and certainly haven't done anything else intimate. I'm craving that intimacy and connection again, but I truly don't even remember how to hold someone's hand in that way. How do you get back into that part of dating after over a decade off? I'm worried I won't be good at it anymore or that it will just make me miss my late husband all over again. But I also don't want to go the rest of my life without kissing again. Curious if you have any thoughts on this. Well, I mean, I do.
It's like
I'm
riding
my
a
husband.
bike. It's just like riding a bike. If you're feeling something for this guy and he goes to hold your hand will automatically. It's a feeling.
I agree. You guys, I pulled the unlucky chain here. My husband passed away about 5.5 years ago, and I would say to you, Anonymous, you will always miss your husband. He's always going to be a part of your life. But hopefully, if you find this new person, it will bring new joy into your life, and you walk hand in hand, figuratively and literally, with that new person. Never forgetting the past and the joy you had before, but building a new life with someone else. And I think you're right, Susan. It's sort of like getting back on a bicycle. If you feel the vibe for this guy, it's going to work out fine.
And don't feel like it's you when you don't feel a vibe. Just know that's not the right one. Right?
Kathy, I think you hit it on the head. The only thing I would add is you maybe bring it back to the basics. Go back to playfulness, just companionship, friendship. Yeah. And then, other memories can start to not replace, but fill in some of the gaps. But you got to just kind of go back to the basics, what's comfortable, what's your idea of what you think it would be like. You kind of got to let go of all those.
So I have a quick question for you two. When you first met eyes, did you feel that spark? Did you know that chemistry was there?
I mean, I would say it was like love at first sight. Like, oh my gosh, I just met my husband, because I think we definitely grew. But I would say I definitely got like, we called it fanny flutters on Paradise. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but I definitely had that feeling. So I felt a sort of attraction to you, but I wouldn't say like, oh, I found my husband. I
can't live without him.
But I didn't know about him. I didn't know.
But Abby, I think if you had said that without knowing him at all, the only fool I know who's ever said that was me. When I met my husband at a fraternity party across the room, I pointed to my girlfriend that I was with, and I said, "You see that guy over there? I'm going to marry him." So I literally did that. But in a more rational state, now that I'm over the age of 20, I think that you're right. You have to you can be physically attracted to someone, but you got to get to know him to see if it's going to be your husband.
Well, and for a little bit more context, he was the villain on his season. So
I knew I loved you, Noah. So was I.
So that's why I was trying to navigate a little bit, was trying to get to know Noah on Paradise and our relationship, and kind of separating that from what I saw on Tayshia's season. So I think that was my little hesitation at first. So that's why I wasn't like, oh, that's my husband, I'm going to marry him, because I wasn't sure.
She just said zip it.
I just said zip it. And speaking of zip it, I want to ask you, Abby, other than picking out your snacks and your pajamas that everyone's going to chip in and pay for because you're not doing it, I know you're a busy girl with this wedding, but tell me briefly, I heard you have a book coming out that you have written with your mom. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so The Deaf Girl is a book that I worked on with my mom over the last 3 years. And it really kind of just details our combined experiences. So hers as a parent, kind of navigating, getting the diagnosis that your child has a disability, and kind of just all the emotions and everything on a personal level outside of kind of the doctor's appointments and audiologists. I think that was something we lacked growing up. And so that was kind of a big motivation in writing the book. And then the second half is kind of my journey with hearing loss. So growing up with it, navigating school, dating, friendships, the show, and everything, as someone that has a hearing loss. And our goal is just hopefully to support families that are going through a very similar situation that we are. I will send you guys some copies, and I really hope you guys enjoy it.
The perspective her mom has is very unique. Something I've never.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love. I would. Where does your mom live, Abby?
She's in Oregon right now, and we're working on getting her out to Oklahoma with my dad. So we're getting the whole family out here.
Wow.
We're not working on it. They bought a house here. They just have
You're
Abby,
not
where did
building
you-
an addition, are you?
Yeah, really.
No.
Abby, did you grow up in Oregon?
I did, yeah.
And you grew up, Noah, in Oklahoma.
Yep.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Early now, never thought
We have just a couple of seconds left. I just find it interesting that so many people on Bachelor Nation, both male and female, are traveling nurses. Are you still a traveling nurse?
Once, always. I did the last 8 years, and I love it. Right now, I'm so focused on real estate and our house and other stuff. It's hard for me to do both, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm on a break right now. I've had to use my nursing skills, oddly enough, randomly back in Tulsa, but right now it's all home stuff.
it's taking up all his time right now.
Get it ready. Do you guys plan to have babies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think ideally we want to wait just a couple of years, get this house.
We want to
working.
travel around with each other.
Well, the
Can I just-
honeymoon.
Yeah. Listen, you're not asking how old are you guys?
29.
That's 30, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you have plenty of good
A whole
years.
life. Yes, you do.
And I will say to you, not that you're asking, but as I said, Susan and I are full of advice. You have kids when you want them, but you understand something. You have them the rest of your life. And this is the only time that you guys can enjoy each other and do the things you want to do. Because once
Golden
you have,
Bachelorette wisdom. Yeah, we agree. That's
Enjoy each other.
yeah,
we're
enjoy each
excited.
other.
We're excited
And-
for both. We're excited.
But
for the
when you
wedding.
do have babies, Susan and I will come and help you take care of them.
We're good.
Love
Hey,
babies.
we
Picking up
have.
on that.
I have 10 brothers and sisters now, or not now. I always have.
10?
And they've got.
What number
they've
were
got-
you?
I'm a twin. My twin was just on the show. We're number 7 and 8.
That's right. I have a twin.
So we have
I don't have a
babysitters
twin.
all
I have a
over. But I would love a Susie Kathy babysitter because I'm Uncle No. I feel like you guys would be in good
No-no.
hands.
We'll come for the weekend. You can have the weekend. I want pajamas, snacks.
I want
and-
pajamas, snacks. Yeah, exactly. My grandmother name
Matching
is Kiki.
pickleball headbands.
There you go. My grandmother's name is Kiki. And let me just tell you, I deserve an award. I was at my daughter's house this morning. My daughter has the flu. Her baby had the flu. Her husband had to leave very early this
Again.
morning. Again. Yeah, she had COVID 3 weeks ago, and so did the baby. So I was over at her house in my car at her house at 6:30 this morning to be there with the baby's bottle when she woke up, change her diaper, make her breakfast, feed the dog, let the dog out.
She's
So,
a good me.
I'm
You're
good.
hired.
Kiki.
I love babies. I love babies. All right. Well, this
Well,
does
thank
it.
you,
We've
guys.
had so much fun, but this is going to do it for this episode of Bachelor Happy Hours Golden Hour. Thank you, truly thank you guys, Abigail and Noah, for joining us. Your advice, your relationship with each other, your marriage is going to be wonderful. I know it. I feel it. And I know Susan and I, along with everyone else, wish you a lifetime of joy and happiness in your upcoming marriage.
What is the date?
It is beginning of October. We're kind of
Okay.
keeping specific dates.
Okay. Just a few
Also too
more
small.
weeks. It's all good. Whoa. I wish you all the very best.
No,
Lots
we
of love.
love
Lots
you
of
guys.
love.
Thank you guys for having us on.
Thank
We
you.
had a blast. I knew we would. I wasn't sure what you'd be like. You're exactly, if not better than I thought.
We
And
are
do,
authentic.
do we look
Not
younger in
at
person?
all.
Noah, do we look younger in person?
Do what?
Do we look younger in person?
Yeah, you guys look so good for your age.
I knew that was coming.
I knew that was
You
coming.
asked for that.
Ta-da. Mic drop.
Thank you again, guys. I love you both. And thank you all for listening and joining us today. And be sure to follow Bachelor Happy Hour as we have new episodes coming out every week and you don't want to miss them. I mean, look at today, the perfect couple.
Really. And you saw the fun we had today with our questions. We answer questions every episode. To send us a question, all you have to do is go to bachelornation.com/golden hour or hit us up on social at Bachelor Happy Hour.
And just listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again. Ciao.
Ciao.